Mud Lake,
25th of January. Highlands, Lost Lake,
month 42.
May 29th, June 1st, July 25th, August 24th,
Month 49.
October 25th.
I have skied every month of the year in the state of Colorado. This is year 4 of doing so. Month 37 in November 2019 to month 48 in October 2020.
If you want to see some crummy turns, stick around.
I had a little bit of a mishap in November 2019. I forgot to take a photo, but I did go skiing. I went skiing at Eldora. So we're jumping right into month 38 here, when I went to Mud Lake in Nederland, Colorado. Took a little ski tour / snowshoe.
Mud Lake, going snowshoeing, I'm skiing.
If you saw in my last Turns All Year recap video, I'm starting to teach my son how to come skiing with me, so he was on this trip with us again. Mud Lake's a great place, really mild, not a ton of downhill, if any really, but it's a great family-friendly, short trail right in the foothills of Colorado. If you've been following along in any of my other videos, you know that one of my favorite things is to camp in my 4-wheel camper and go skiing the next day. And that's just what we did for month 39, January 2020.
We are in the camper. It is the 25th of January 2020, but we're up at Winter Park now. We do not camp here. That's no longer allowed. We had to camp somewhere else, but it all worked out. And we're gonna make a little breakfast and have a ski day. So stay tuned.
As anyone that skis knows, half the fun of skiing is all the activity around it, like the meals and the hanging out and the quality time with family. And when you're camping in the truck like this, it's no exception. A great breakfast before hitting the slopes is what makes me super happy. We were fortunate to have some fresh snow that morning, so I headed over to the Eagle Wind area where I did most of my skiing that day. I skied Medicine Bowl, I skied Thunderbird, and then on the way home I skied Sluice Box. You really can't beat the ski in, ski out accommodations that the 4-wheel camper provides me. This was just a stereotypical perfect winter camping skiing day. In month 40 for February 2020, we found ourselves in Aspen Highlands.
Top of Highlands, 3 inches of fresh with Ben.
Seemed to kept finding ourselves with fresh snow this season, which was a-okay with me. My first time in Aspen, we skied both Highlands and Snowmass, and I was equally impressed with both. Really phenomenal places. Month 41, March 2020, right before the pandemic set in, it was time to get some of the first backcountry turns of the season.
Today we're going skiing at Lost Lake outside of Eldora in Colorado. It's windy and beautiful and going to be an awesome spring ski day.
Lost Lake is all below tree line, so Clark and I headed out for a skin, meandered our way up through the woods, and actually even practiced some snow safety, digging a pit just to practice.
Safety first, digging a pit. Look how safe we are. Skins off, time to go skiing.
The turns down were creamy and smooth. It was the perfect winter day backcountry skiing.
If you didn't know already, this was this Lost Lake area, which we didn't go to the lake, but this was the first place I ever hiked my skis to in May 2017 or 2016.
I was super fortunate that I got my turns in on March before the pandemic craziness happened. But come April, I had a real decision to make. They were telling us not to go out skiing, even backcountry skiing. It was a whole mess, and I had to decide if I was going to keep the streak alive or not. Luckily, Mother Nature graced us with some snow down in Boulder, and I was able to just straight from the house go take a park lap, kept the streak alive.
Earning that turn, month 42.
Yeah, buddy.
So that was definitely an interesting month, and I'm glad I was able to count it the way I did. In May 2020 for month 43, I met back up with my friends Clark and Derek, and we went to Jones Pass.
Welcome back to another summer turn ski adventure. It's May 29th. We're earning that turn, keeping the turns all year alive.
This was an after work ski, which was actually extremely fun. Late May, still plenty of snowpack, but longer days meant we could go out after work. We skinned around, started thinking about climbing something, realized we didn't have enough time, but we're still able to make perfect turns. On this trip, I actually really started to question continuing the turns all year, but I had such a good time, it was at least enough to keep me going through this summer. This is legitimately one of the funnest ski trips I think I've been on recently. June 2020, month 44, was super interesting.
June 1st, Monday, we were lucky enough to win the lottery at Arapahoe Basin, so we are going skiing.
While most ski resorts had given up for the season after it became apparent that 2 weeks to stop the spread was not going to be 2 weeks, Arapahoe Basin kept the faith and did everything they could to offer a couple more days. In June, we won a lottery, and me, my wife, and 600 other people were fortunate enough to ski Arapahoe Basin. This left the resort pretty much empty, which was a super unique experience. Classic summer skiing at A Basin, no complaints whatsoever. For month 45, I found myself in a new spot, Mount Bancroft, which is actually pretty close to St. Mary's Glacier, but you need a 4x4 to get back there, and it was really awesome.
Today is July 25th. Clark and I back at it again, going skiing on Mount Bancroft. We are currently at some rock. Lamond. And we're gonna go hike up over there, and we can't see any snow, but apparently there's snow up there somewhere. So we're gonna go try to find it.
Why this ski was so interesting was that a few years ago when I had been on James Peak, I had looked down into this basin. And so to kind of connect the dots on some big alpine areas, I think is always just super interesting. Again, I was with my friend Clark. We went out bushwhacking, finding our way. Couldn't even see the snow from the parking lot, so that always gets you a little nervous. But once we got up above, we could see a really, really nice snow patch.
That's where we're going. Looks awesome. Very windy. We'll make it work. Don't fall and end up in the lake.
We did some boot packing, which is uncommon for us, but a little bit of boot packing kept us honest.
Boot packing. This thing feels a whole lot steeper now that we're on it. It's funny how that always works.
At the top, not gonna lie, had a little bit of a pucker factor.
Definitely steeper than I expected. So like a little bit of a pucker factor.
She was a little steeper than a lot of the stuff I'm used to skiing, but it was phenomenal skiing. In the past 4 years of Turns All Year, I had kind of stuck to the same green pastures I knew, and so going to a new place like this was top activity.
Like always, so glad to be out here.
This was super fun, great skiing, great company, a little bit of weather on the way out, but that's all part of the experience. This trip really reset the soul and kept the fire burning for Turns All Year in August. For month 26, August 2020, I headed to Skyscraper.
We just skied that glacier, Skyscraper Glacier, August 24th, 2020. Stick around if you want to see what happened.
I've been to Skyscraper a few times before. We were again trying to do an after work trip, which meant that we were definitely going to be hiking out in the dark. We drove pretty quick up the mountain road, at least it felt quick in the big truck, probably wasn't that fast really. Got to the top of Rollins Pass around 5:30. Hustled, really got a workout in trying to get to the top of the ski, and unfortunately it was just so late in the season and we'd have such a rough smoke year that the skiing was, what should I say, rough. Huge runnel, really barely skiable, just hard snow, really rough stuff. I made a couple of jokes during the trip that I really should just buy a mountain bike and hang up the old Turns All Year. But an alpine adventure for sure. We did end up hiking out in the dark, but luckily we came prepared for that. Super fun trip, kind of pushed the old adventure envelope a little bit more. Definitely what I would call type 3 fun. A little more dangerous probably, but you know, kept us alive, and it was good to be out in the alpine. So one more month checked off. See you in September. Month 47, September 2020, I found myself solo. I did an after work trip again, but this time just to St. Mary's, was up there by 4.
Quick trip to St. Mary's. Left work a couple hours early to get up here. Month 49, maybe month 50 or 51, I don't know, somewhere in there.
St. Mary's was in pretty rough shape for September. It always is. On the way up, I gave a little lesson on why I wear a helmet whenever I'm on the trail like this, even when walking. And I even made a friend on the way down. I met a guy that's been doing Turns All Year for 21 years and had seen some of the videos. So quick little enjoyable fall day, got my turn in. See you next month. Month 48 was another Mother Nature made easy day. We got fresh snow down in Boulder, and so I again headed to the local park, again with my son in tow.
October 25th, 2020. Skiing in the park with my main man. That's it. 48 months in a row of skiing. 4 years. Pretty cool. Pretty rad that Mother Nature graced us with some fresh snow right down the road from the house. Let's go skiing.
This was a real special moment for me, being able to celebrate 48 months straight of skiing. I'm sure I'll be doing some of this with him in the not too distant future as well. Sure, some people might not count these park laps as Turns All Year, but I do, and it's everyone's own sport, so however you want to count it works for me. This was a super fun day, fresh snow, quick little lap around the park, and year 4 done. That was year 4 of Turns All Year. Year 5 is already well underway. Hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoy making these recaps. I pretty much just rewatch my year video and do a react to them. If you have any questions, go watch the original videos. There's much more detail on all those, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.